Are you ready to go, Papa?
Yeah, I'm heading out now to go to work, Mama.
You be careful. Okay, Papa?
I love you, Mama.
Oh, look, Papa, you forgot. You said you were going to wear your necktie today.
Oops, thanks for reminding me.
You have to always double-check before you leave the house.
I know. Papa, you are so absent-minded and neglectful.
This is the magazine I was referring to. Have you already seen it?
Yes, this is last week's edition of Gestalt. There's an article on the forced labor camps in former East Germany. A man who was a guard is confessing to the severe treatment of people within the camps.
In this photograph of the prisoners, the one woman, third from the left, who's holding the baby, the mother, that's Louise. She was my wife many years ago. 18 years ago, I escaped from the East to continue my business in West Germany, leaving behind my pregnant wife. After I left, the government began throwing people into camps. They made an example of my wife to show what happens when family members escape. She was one of the first to be put into a camp. I was informed that she wasn't strong enough to survive the harsh demands and had died before the baby was born. But, as you can see, she was alive. She'd had the baby. I want to find her no matter what, and I will not stop until I do. Please, I implore you, Herr Keaton, I desperately need your cooperation as an agent. I've contacted the editor of the magazine and managed to acquire the address of the guard.
Of course I'll help. I'll take the assignment.
Danke, I'm very grateful. I'll get ready now.
I'm sorry, sir. I know he can be hasty.
It's okay.
We'd heard the terrible news that his wife was a casualty in one of the camps, and we waited 10 years before making the decision to get married. But he never forgot about his wife and child he was forced to leave behind on the east side. It's been 3 years now since the Berlin Wall was torn down. But in his heart, the wall will be standing there until he's been given the opportunity to see them again. It's also a favor to me, Herr Keaton. Please do what you can to help him.
Yeah, there's no mistaking them. I haven't forgotten. The baby in this photograph, Rosa, was born right after Louise had been taken into the camp.
You said Rosa? So the child she's holding there is a girl?
Yeah, she was an incredibly pretty girl. She was the only true light within the terrible darkness surrounding all of us in that dreadful place. She had the most beautiful smile. After the hard days of forced labor, Louise used to hold Rosa close to her and sing along with the music box in her most soothing voice. One fine day your smile will sail up to a star.
Then when I gaze up and see you smiling from afar. I managed to send a music box into the camp to bring her some comfort, and that's the tune from it.
Ah.
Can you tell me what happened to little Rosa after the experience in the camp?
I'm afraid during the third winter, some of the prisoners died from starvation and exposure. Unfortunately, Louise...
No. Did she suffer?
I'm sorry you had to hear it from me.
But Rosa, what happened to Rosa? Was she able to find a way to cope with the loss of her mother?
I couldn't tell you, but I watched helplessly as that little girl cried and clung to her mother, who wasn't moving anymore. So sad. From that day on, she wasn't the same girl that we all loved so dearly, and I never saw that wonderful smile again.
Who took on the responsibility of providing care for the child?
Hard to say. Little Rosa mysteriously disappeared from the camp one day and was never heard from again.
She disappeared? But where could she have vanished to?
I'm sorry, none of us really had any idea what went on there. Some talked about her being sent out for adoption, but that may have just been a rumor. Perhaps if you ask the commandant, he'll have more information.
Don't be ridiculous! I've nothing to hide! I don't deny that I was the commandant, but you're sadly mistaken if you're accusing me of giving away a prisoner's baby for adoption. Get out of my sight!
Hold on, Mr. Clausen, we're not saying that. Please, listen to our story.
Where did you send my daughter? Where did you send my Rosa?
Don't give up yet, Mr. Schreider. We're just starting investigating. I'm sure we'll find some clues when we question the other guards.
I know I made the worst mistake of my life when I decided to escape without Louise. We should have stayed together as husband and wife, no matter how terrible the situation became. My former wife and I were working as computer developers for the military in East Berlin, and Teresa was my assistant. We'd all planned to escape to the west with the support of an underground organization. But before we knew it, the plan was changed. We were informed that they could still get us over the wall. But they would only allow 2 people.
I'll be the one to stay. What are you saying? If someone must remain behind, it'll be me.
No, Teresa. He's going to need your assistance in order to continue his work. But besides, look at me. It will be difficult for me to travel. I can't cling under the truck to get through the checkpoint. It's better if you go with Teresa, my darling.
How could I possibly do that?
If you lose this chance, you may never be able to get out. There's nothing to worry about. Mothers to be are strong, you know. I have a new life growing inside of me, and soon I won't be alone here anyway.
I made a promise to Louise that I'd come back to get her. I was such a fool, Herr Keaton. I heard that Louise hadn't survived the ordeal, and for some reason I believed our child hadn't either. Poor innocent Rosa. She lost her mother in a freezing camp and had no one to comfort her. And since then she hasn't been able to smile.
Mr. Schreider.
I recognize you. You were working at Commandant Klaus's house, weren't you?
I'm his driver, sir. My name is Gottrope.
What's in the envelope?
It's a list of the names of all children in the camp who were permitted by the authorities to be handed over for adoption.
Huh?
The Commandant gave me orders to burn this document when Honecker began making preparations to escape to the former Soviet Union and before the people turned on the camp. But instead I decided to keep it.
Wonderful, Herr Gottrope. Danke, danke.
Mein Herr, I'm very pleased I could be of some assistance to you. It's the least I can do, and it's an opportunity to honor my son who perished in the camp.
What? You tracked down the family who adopted Rosa?
According to the information, it was the family of a Socialist Party leader. Their last name is Molitz.
Wonderful, you're almost there. Soon now you'll be able to see Rosa. Oh, everything's fine here. Don't worry about us. How's Clara doing? She's in such good spirits. But then again, she always is when she's playing with Hannah.
There you go. Whee!
And go.
Higher! Higher!
It's up for sale.
I actually convinced myself that this would be the end of the line.
If you're looking for the Molitzes, they've moved.
You wouldn't know where the family went, would you?
I haven't any idea. It's a terrible shame that a great man like him who worked so hard for his country would be forced out of his own house.
Did you see whether or not their daughter accompanied them?
Are you referring to that teenager Charlotte?
What do you mean, Charlotte? Are you certain it isn't Rosa?
My guess would be that they probably changed her name when they adopted her.
If you ask me, that Charlotte is a strange girl. Her adoptive parents raised her with the care and comfort befitting such a highly regarded family, but she was so distant and never grew attached to them. She had such a pretty face, but she never played with the other children, and she never smiled. She preferred to sit under the tree listening to a music box. And then 5 years ago, when she was about 13 or 14, she caused a terrible scandal that put a strain on the entire family.
What kind of scandal?
That selfish girl. She went mad and caused grave injuries to Herr Molitz. She ran away from home after the attack and hasn't been heard from since.
One fine day, your smile will sail up to a star. Then when I gaze up,
I've wanted to at least see Rosa's new life with her adoptive family. I wouldn't have told her who I was if she looked happy to me. I would have left.
I see no reason for Rosa wanting to injure her adoptive father and then disappearing from the family. Why would she commit such a horrible act?
I can't help but think that she had suffered something so tragic that it traumatized her. I was the one who caused all her unhappiness, and what was I doing when she was suffering? While she was feeling miserable and alone, I was leading a happy life. It will haunt me forever. I can never make up for the damage I've done.
You shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You did your best, dear. Whatever you could. I've watched you over the years, don't forget.
Teresa, thank you for that. I am grateful. Believe me, I really am. You supported me when my life lost all meaning when I heard that Louise had become a statistic during that atrocity. But it's only fair that I should truly suffer for my neglect. I'm her father. I should have been there for her. So I deserve whatever punishment is coming to me.
Honey. Honey, I want you to do everything in your power to locate her, no matter what obstacles get in your way. It's about time Clara met her big sister Rosa.
My darling Teresa. Hello? Yeah. Oh, Herr Keaton, is everything all right? No, it's okay. We were still up. What? Do you think it's possible? Is that right? Danke. Yeah, of course I will. Yeah. I will leave right away. Herr Keaton has found someone. This person claims to have seen Rosa recently. Teresa, when I come back, I'll be bringing Rosa home with me.
So you're claiming that you're not a cop. Then what do you want with Rosa?
A relative from former West Germany. He hasn't seen her and he's trying to get in touch with her.
A family member's tracking her down, huh? Then you let that relative know he's got to come to me first and pay for their scar. Huh? She's a crazy girl disguised under a pretty little face. She was sitting here in the club with this real sad look, so I thought I'd come over and be nice to her. Then she gave me this.
What do you know? Except for the fact she turned you down, Kurt. I mean, that girl went through some serious stuff you couldn't possibly begin to imagine. Hey, don't give me that, because you were the one that laid your hands on her. Exactly like the disgusting guy who adopted her.
What? What did you say?
Her adoptive father? And do you think there's even a slim chance of you telling us where she disappeared to?
Nope, she packed up and left 6 months ago, and I haven't seen her since.
Another dead end. What is that?
Rosa left me this music box. She said to consider it a goodbye present. She told me I could do whatever I wanted with it.
Do you remember when that was?
It was the night she was reading the newspaper article.
Huh? The newspaper?
An issue profiling a bunch of people who'd succeeded in business on the West Side. Rosa was reading about it one night. I mean, you are her real father, aren't you? You escaped to the West with some woman friend and just abandoned Rosa and her mother, didn't you? She blames you for all the awful things you allowed to happen, but at the top of the list is her mother's death. She said she planned to destroy your wonderful life as a kind of sweet revenge. When she was reading that newspaper, it was the only time I saw that girl smile. I mean, wow. I couldn't believe it. What an amazing sight. I never saw such a chilling smile. It was awesome.
Do you have a recent picture of Rosa?
You're kidding. You can't even identify your own daughter? Right here. This is Rosa.
No, it can't be possible.
There's no mistake, it's her.
But she's been Clara's own babysitter. It's unbelievable that she was so close to all of us and never told us her real identity.
She saw your profile in the paper and wants to ruin your life as her revenge. We've got to hurry!
But...
Oopsie. I'm sorry. It looks like I forgot to bring both of my dolls with me.
Then I'll have to pretend to be your doll for today, if that's okay.
Huh?
We'll have to play the parts of Mama and Papa ourselves.
Okay.
I think that I'll let you play the Papa.
Great.
Oh, honey, dearest.
Yes, dear?
Don't forget your necktie.
He'll give you everything, but you never smile. Come here, Charlotte. It'll be okay. Your real father never wanted you. He's married and doing well without you.
No.
You don't have to be afraid of me. Charlotte. Stop. Now quit being so silly and uptight. I mean, your real father must be playing around with a young girl in the West.
One fine day, your smile will sail up to a star. Then when I gaze up, I'll see.
But
you
how, Clara?
smiling from
Where did you learn
afar.
that song?
From my papa. It's from a music box that he sent to the most important person to him. You want to learn this song, Hannah? I'll teach you.
Send it to the most important
One fine day, your smile will sail up to a star.
Then when I gaze up, I'll see.
That's good! Amazing! You're such a fast learner!
Don't you fear, there will be days that may seem dark, but your star will light the way back to your heart. Then I will see your smile again.
My Rosa.
疲れ切っても声も出ないほど自分を切り裂くことはないよ。あなたは今まため息こぼす僕に何も言えない君ほとんど泣いて目を見つめて坂道登ることに迷いなど感じない時が過ぎる限り僕らは強くなる
Keaton kicks back on a hot summer's day after investigating an insurance fraud. A four-legged companion does some investigating of his own, and before Keaton knows it, he has a loyal follower on his heels. An innocent creature's devotion turns unsettling as Keaton realizes this is no ordinary dog. It's a military dog. Next time, Long Hot Day.